Okay, everyone, let's read this problem together. Jaden's going on a trip with friends. Jaden wants to make snack packs to take on the trip. Jaden has 24 apples and 36 small bags of trail mix. Each snack pack must have the same number of apples and the same number of bags of trail mix. What are the possible numbers of snack packs Jaden can make so that the treats are shared equally? Describe each possibility. Okay, that's a lot of information. And something I like to do when I'm solving a problem that has a lot of information to keep track of, like this one, is to use abstraction. That's one of our CT practices we're going to be using this year. Abstraction is about identifying and representing the important information in a problem or situation. So when we're doing abstraction, we're going to be figuring out what's important to know. That's what identifying means. And then we're going to show that information in maybe a picture or a diagram. That's what represent means. So what is the important information to think about is going to depend on the situation. But when we're solving word problems, we're going to focus on identifying and representing the information we need to solve the problem. So when I'm using abstraction to help me with a word problem, there are 3 questions I like to ask myself. What's happening in this problem? What is the problem asking? And what do I know from reading the problem? We can think about these questions in any order, but just for this one, let's just start with the first one. So what is happening in this problem? Yeah, Jaden's making snack packs. But what is a snack pack? That seems important to know if we're trying to figure out what's going on in this problem, right? So the problem text said that Jaden was making snack packs with equal numbers of apples and bags of trail mix. So maybe we can think of a snack pack as maybe a little bag that he's putting apples and trail mix into. That makes sense to me. Can you think about a time you've done something similar to this? Like maybe when you were making kits for an art project, or sharing some food or candy with your friends, or making some sort of goodie bag for a party? Yeah, okay. So what is happening in this problem? We said Jaden is making snack packs, which are little bags of apples and trail mix. But what is he actually doing? What does he have to do? What's the action he does to make those snack packs? Yeah, so he has to take the apples and put them into the bag, and take the trail mix and put them into the bag, right? So first, let's figure out how we can show the apples, the trail mix, and the snack packs. Maybe we can show boxes for the apples and trail mix like this, and then little bags for the snack packs. And I'll label them with A, T, and S just to make sure I remember what they mean, and I'll write the letters over here just in case I forget. Okay, so we said Jaden has to put the apples and the trail mix into the bags. How can we show that in our picture? One way might be to just draw arrows from the boxes of trail mix and apples into the bags. Can anybody else think of a different way we could show that? Okay, so I've drawn 2 snack packs so far. How many should be in our picture? Do we know that from reading the problem? No, I don't think we do. I think that's one of the things we need to find out, which is another kind of information, important information we want to show in our picture. It's what is the question asking us to do or to find. So part of what we're trying to figure out is how many snack packs. So how could we put that information into our picture? Maybe we can just write a note that shows us that there might be more than 2, and we can add this question down here. Is there anything else the question is asking us to figure out? What does the question mean when it says describe each possibility? So one thing about a possibility would be the number of snack packs, but once we know how many snack packs, what else do we need to know? Right, how many apples and how many bags of trail mix go in each one? So let's just add another question to make sure we're thinking about that. Okay, so there's one more question we need to think about, and that's what do I know from reading the problem? So is there any information We know from reading the problem that we haven't shown in our picture yet. Yeah, go ahead. Right, so that's a good idea. So we know how many apples and how many bags of trail mix, right? So maybe we can just write those numbers right in the boxes. All right, so let's take a look. Does this picture show what's happening in the problem? I think so. And does it show what the question is asking? I think we were pretty clear about that. And then does it show what we know from reading the problem? Definitely shows some of the things we know, but is there anything else in the problem we haven't shown in our picture yet? One thing I'm thinking about is that the problem said each snack pack has to have the same number of bags of trail mix and the same number of apples. So that means all the snack packs have to be the same. We can't put different numbers in them. So maybe we can just add a note about that, just to make sure we're keeping it in mind as we work. All right, I think we've done a pretty good job showing the important information in this picture. What do you think? Can you tell what's going on in the problem by looking at it? Great, so now, let's think together. What mathematical ideas could we use to help us find the answer to this problem?